Bless and love YouTube. What's going on? It's the boy, the Don Dragon, back at it again. We're gonna be reacting to Coffeezilla insane creator scams. So let's see what he's talking about. You know, I've heard of him before once or twice. I never really got into him like that. I don't know his content 100%. I know he's very, very vocal with certain things and very debative and very informative about the stuff that he talks about. Especially when the whole thing with Logan Paul with like the zoo egg or whatever. I remember him doing something about it and Logan Paul calling him out on it, say, "Oh, you know, that's and that to the fifth." But really, it's like, yeah, it's a scam because you didn't give people back their money. So it's like, you know, so yeah, it's just ridiculous. But let's see what he's talking about in this one for creator scams. So yeah, let's jump into it.
The biggest creators in the world are at the center of a scam, and I don't know if I should talk about it.
Damn.
Some have been defrauded, others are associated, and most are plain embarrassed. But I don't want to get sued. I mean, what do you think I should do?
Here, have a drink. And maybe start at the beginning.
Thanks.
I actually like his whole like studio setup and like how he's doing like the whole, how I say it, like his visuals for his stuff like this, his background, or I don't know how to say it. I'm trying to think how to word it. It's gonna come to me, but it's gonna come to me so late. I do like it. I do like how he's doing this right now. It's kind of cool. Seems futuristic.
It started 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
Hello, this is Coffeezilla.
I know who you are, and I've got something for you.
Tell me more.
Alright, well this is for sure a lie. There's no way you look that cool.
Okay, maybe I exaggerated
Damn,
the
roasted
setting
us up.
a bit, but I did get a call.
Hello?
Coffeezilla, I've got a scam for you. It's called Revolt. Huge influencers, lies, people haven't been paid.
How much are we talking?
Not sure. Rumors 5 mil, and some of the merchandise still hasn't shipped. You interested?
Revolt.
Yeah, can I source you?
Nah, keep me anonymous on this one.
Now this sounds more like the coffee I know.
Yeah, you're missing the point. After getting this call and finishing my very important business, I started digging around, but the same word kept cropping up.
So you have heard of Revolt. Can I put this on the record?
No, keep it anonymous.
All right, this is great info, but how do you feel about going public?
Sorry, keep my name out of it.
Keep me anonymous, please.
Yeah, I can keep you anonymous, sure.
I was hitting a wall and I was getting frustrated. Little by little, though, a picture emerged. Not fully on the record, not fully off. The voices of more than a dozen anonymous calls complaining about this one merch company, Revolt, run by a guy named Ryan Piacente.
Isn't he the guy who runs the Misfits?
Yeah, the YouTuber group. And believe me, they'll
The Misfits, also known as in League of Legends, also like he does whole like, I think he's in EU League of Legends for like LCS or LCE. Huh. Or LEL, I don't remember the damn thing. But just for League of Legends Europe. So League of Legends Championship Europe. Okay, so it's LCE, I think. So excuse me if I'm not saying that right, but Misfits, I think I remember hearing from them. Interesting.
be involved later. The point is, I was hearing about this merch company, Revolt, and everyone said in 2019 through 2021, it was extremely successful, working with everyone. And of course, in exchange for this success, Revolt was happy to take a cut of each of these merch drops. In fact, I obtained some of Revolt's sales numbers from 2021, showing how much only 5 of their drops made. 20 million in revenue.
Damn.
I mean, mind-blowing numbers. These creators, who I've hidden for privacy, made $12 million. Revolt, for their cut, should have made $4 million.
Now that is a mystery. How do you screw up such a business making so much money?
That's what I wanted to find out. Problem was, no one would go public.
Then you have nothing, right? Rumors, innuendo, maybe. But if no one will talk...
No, that's the thing that kills me about this story. Most of the creators did talk. Employees talked. Everyone behind the scenes, they couldn't stop talking. This is why I'm struggling with this story. If it was just off the record, I'd kill it. If everyone was on the record,
It's an easy story.
right, but it's neither. I'm in limbo.
Well, let's just get to what the accusations are then. Anonymously.
I was just getting to that. As I was saying, Revolt made huge profits, massive merch drops, but there was another side of things. Ryan Piacente had a spending problem. He took 6 private jet trips in a month, thousands of dollars every night on dinner. We have receipts for, by the way.
Well, damn, he didn't have to be doing like that. That's crazy. 6 private jets monthly and $1,000 dinners? Nah, that is a bad spending habit. That is ridiculously a bad spending habit.
They spent $25,000 a week to rent a mansion in LA.
That's
and
crazy.
they rented a Ferrari for $20,000 for a week. But the thing was, it wasn't really Ryan footing the bill. It was actually
Revolt.
right. Even as this company's raking in money, hand over fist, they were spending more than they could afford, which was brought up to Ryan as a problem.
So why aren't you a millionaire?
He spends money like a
way.
Did you always spend money like an idiot?
Yeah, I've always spent money like a. I mean, the thing with money is I like to be able to provide that experience to everybody. So a lot of the money that I spend is actually on other people for the most part because I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's have fun.
Yeah.
Excuse me? Excuse me? That's ridiculous. That is blatantly ridiculous. That is crazy.
Thanks. So they just spent it all? Is that it? Is that the scam?
No. You're getting ahead of me. Look, mind topping me off?
Sure. If it'll get you to spill the beans. So what else?
Well, the spinning part was just the start of it. At this point, Ryan's plan was described to me by a source who knew him as Creator A does a drop. Ryan would then spend a large chunk of that on private jets, Nobu, Balenciaga, and then Creator B does a drop, but Creator A still owed money. And so Ryan pays Creator A with Creator B's money. A little Ponzi-ish, if you ask me. But the key here is that this works as long as each merch drop is bigger than the last. You can keep paying for everything. But Revolt was starting to have issues. According to former employees, Revolt had terrible logistics experience, which is okay when you sell 400 units, but when you sell 40,000 in one day, that's a problem. Not only that, Revolt is starting to pull in bigger and bigger talent, and these influencers are demanding bigger and bigger minimum guarantees. Ryan agrees, but things aren't like before. Some of those merch drops underperform. Now Revolt owes money not just to minimum guarantees, but they also were counting on these new merch drops to pay their older clients. So they start delaying payments.
Here we go.
That's right. For the first time, creators, they start actually posting about their experiences. Not off the record, publicly.
Honestly, it's actually a really nice t-shirt, like in like a chill way.
Thank you. We're not going to talk about the company I made it with because they stole everything from me.
Ooh. That's where you get your downfall. That's when you get the downfall, because that's when people start speaking about. That's the whole thing. If you're stealing other people's money, they don't like it. They really don't like it. It'd be always better if you do it yourself, or you get somebody that you really, really know that's really good with the game. You're saying that this person was good with the game, but you have to really do your background. You have to actually talk to other people. And you got to make sure that, the people that you're talking to are hearing the same, like you're hearing the same thing all in the same group. Because if you're not hearing the same thing in the same group, don't even try to go with them. Try to find your own company. Try to find your own people that you can trust, and to run your own merch shop and make sure everything is going that route.
So, okay, like I get they're a bad company. Can you put me on their send list, please? Just like for everyone. I'll take all their merch.
Dude, I'm not sure anyone will ever make merch with them again after recently.
It was finally happening. Big creators had started to talk about Revolt. Carl Jacobs said they're the worst people ever that just blatantly lie. Smosh founder Anthony Padilla says Revolt still hasn't paid me. It's been months. Now, I should say, for the record, that he eventually got his issue resolved. But underneath his post, another creator posted, Niachu, saying they haven't paid me either. Now, I called her, and for the first time in this case, I got a breakthrough.
I am Nikki Niachu. I'm a Twitch streamer, and Revolt owes me $300,000.
Damn.
That's so hard
I-
to hear. That's so
I know.
$300,000. $300,000. That's crazy. That's a crazy amount of money to owe somebody. That is bonkers.
unbelievable.
And it wasn't just her not getting paid. She explained that also people who ordered from her, some of them didn't even get their order.
After everything was shipped, first of all, a lot of people in Europe didn't get their merch. And I messaged them about it, and they said, yeah, we'll look into it. Never did. A lot of my friends who bought merch never received it.
To this date,
Yes.
these
to this-
orders, which were in 2022,
Yes.
have not been sent out or received.
Yes.
Now, as bad as that sounds, as I looked closer, I realized this was common, really common. Delays, missing orders. Sometimes the order would just be wrong, like when they sent out a pin collection but forgot the pins. Now, because of this, an insider at Revolt told me that in December of 21, they had over 100,000 customer support tickets open for quality issues and items not being shipped. And that gets us to the good part.
In a world where common sense takes a backseat and physics is just a suggestion, comes a movie that punches logic in the face.
Are you ready for best pizza of life? Bring friends down to Pepperoni
I usually
Hut
just skip
Spot.
the ads.
Our chefs make pizza with heart and special touch.
Tired of watching low-effort content? Then come on down to patreon.com/Coffeezilla. If you support high-effort investigations, you also get all these perks.
He got me because
But
I.
wait, there's more. Imagine your name up in lights. It's a $50,000 value.
Let
And
me
it also
skip.
helps us make
No.
things, which
Nah, he got that. Hey, I'm watching his video. I'm reacting to his. He got me on that one. I actually like that. That's actually kind of cool. That's actually kind of cool. I didn't even think
Okay,
that for a
where were
second.
we? Can I get another drink, actually?
Yeah, I'll pour you another one.
Thanks. Remember that insider document I showed you earlier?
Yeah, made me want to sell merch.
What I didn't tell you is that it was all part of a pitch deck for Mr. Beast. See, Ryan Piacente had met Jimmy, and he wanted to convince him to work with Revolt. So he creates this pitch deck. You've seen the other creator sales numbers, but there were also ideas for Mr. Beast in there, like NFTs you could redeem for merch. And there were also some financial projections. On their first drop together, Revolt claimed Mr. Beast would make $4 million. Across 3 years, $50 million in annual profit.
There's no way.
That's what I thought. I thought maybe the team was delusional enough to think it was possible, though. So I asked. According to insiders at the company, they actually met Jimmy and started discussing minimum guarantees and how Revolt would 10x his merch business over the next 2 years. But check this out. This being impossible was openly discussed by the Revolt team.
Oh no, they knew?
Yeah. And this is where things go from bad to worse. So Mr. Beast gets this minimum guarantee deal to do his 100 million subscriber collection with Revolt, right? But Revolt doesn't sell like they claimed they would. It does revenue way below expected, meaning Revolt didn't hit their minimum guarantee.
So what do they do?
Well, this is where things dip into fraud, right? Our insider says, I assume this is when they decided to increase cost of goods, meaning Revolt charged Mr. Beast more for every item of clothing than he was actually paying for at the factory.
That is crazy.
That's a pretty huge accusation. Where's the evidence?
My question exactly. I got sent this.
What exactly am I looking at here?
What I just sent you is the pricing sheet from the Chinese factory, top left. You can see the invoice item says RVLT, meaning Revolt, MRB, Mr. Beast. There's unit order sizes and prices.
And what are these ink marks?
That's where changes were made. See,
Prices
somebody
increase.
wrote down next to the factory prices, new prices, higher prices.
Did you talk to Mr. Beast about this?
Well, nobody would talk on the record, but I confirmed that Revolt charged higher prices to their team, like it says in ink. Revolt charged more per item than they were actually paying the Chinese factories, according to their own insiders.
Who else did this happen to?
That's the thing, we don't know. I asked around, and the closest I got was an answer from a former employee. This person claims right as I was exiting the business, he started talking about that. The production manager said she could get the factories to write whatever she wanted on invoices. So it's definitely possible this happened more. It's hard to say. What I do know.
Okay, so I kind of understand what they're trying to say for the invoices and stuff like that. They're going to try to say Oh, this is the invoice for, because I have my own clothing company as well. I have my own clothing company called Reggae Dragons, LLC. It's not as hot right now. I'm trying to get it going and get it running. Um, my first launch wasn't as great because I was trying to avoid, going through the Asian countries and all that other stuff, and I was trying to do it more from home and stuff like that. But I can tell what he was trying to do because of my girlfriend, what was going on. The invoices can be as high as they want it. They can show proof that the invoices, like, oh, our minimum quality order is like you got to order 100 units and it will cost this much. You can post that and tell somebody, yeah, this is how much it's going to cost. And then you really are trying to tell them, oh yeah, I have to up the price so I can get this amount, but really I'm going to go down on the minimum quality order while I'm getting the highest price. So really that's a form of scamming or a form of frauding, because you can show a picture proof that this is what your quality order is going to be, but really it's not, because I can just order less and at a time of being. So yeah, this is a really bad scam. Like, this is bad. Like, you do not do this at all, because your company does not get trusted anymore. You're basically robbing people blind. You're not putting a good name for yourself out there, and you're just being a fucking asshole, because that's just wrong to do to people in general. And I don't do that. My girlfriend ain't doing that. We go off what we can afford. We do not go off of what, oh, we're gonna up the price and no, we go off what people can afford and what people can actually push out. And we go for a little bit, probably like a couple of dollars are made over the stuff that we actually sell it at. So it's like, you gotta make your living, but if you can sell 100 and you say it costs you $1,000 to make, you only gonna probably make like anywhere between 100, 150, or probably even $200, where this person is probably saying, oh, I put like, this is like $1 million order, but I only bought it for $500,000. So he made a million, like $500,000 more than he was supposed to. So he's basically scamming the people. And he's also saying that, oh, we have the product, but we don't really have the product. So really what they're doing is like, oh yeah, we have it, and telling people, oh, we're going to resolve it, but they don't resolve it. That means they're scamming you. They're taking your money blindly, and that's not good. That's never good for business, because that puts a lot of distrust in a lot of people and a lot of ways of their doing their business. So, it's pretty bad to do that type of stuff. I don't recommend any business really doing that. There is a lot of businesses that do that, and it's kind of sad that they do that, but that's their business, and it feels like a scam. It rides like a scam. Most likely it's a scam. So, it's kind of sad, but people are going to try to always make their money because they want to say, oh, well, I'm the top dollar. I need this. I need that. I need more creative juice and all this other stuff. Where if you're actually more authentic and you actually help people probably a little bit more, they're going to come back to you and they're going to keep on buying from you. Just try to give them the best quality. Try to give them the best, like, whole type of thing. This is one of my experiment shirts that I put it on. Like, I put like, paint for like fabric, and then I like printed my own logo on it. So, it's like, it's one of those type of things that is kind of like, you could do it yourself. You could go to the factory. That's where it gets very tricky, because like he said, you can scam people really, really quickly like that, because you can say, oh, it's going to cost this much. You showed whoever is paying into it, they're going to pay you the money. They're going to take that money. They're going to say, oh yeah, we got the whole thing. We're going to ship it out now. And they don't ship it out. They just gypped you of all your money. So, and it's like, oh yeah, we're going to give you back. We're going to give you some of the money off that profit and all these other different things. That's why you always got to do your research before you always got to see your own, like, your own research, and research the ways of like, okay, let me see how they do the process of this. Let me see how they do the process of that. Let me actually make sure that the backing is actually good. So, it's like, that's a very, very bad thing that he just pulled right there on people.
Is when the money ran out, it all fell apart.
What do you mean?
Well, the merch business has a lot of middlemen. People who create the shirts, warehouses, store it, fulfillment centers. The thing is, Ryan was running out of money for all of it.
He has rice gum in the back, I saw that.
What is this? Misfits merch company going under. Earlier this year, the Salvation Army Arc Memphis received a donation of 100 plus clothing items from Revolt Factory, the merch company. This ranges from Corpse Husband hoodies to Swagger Soul hoodies and other scuffed merch. With everything coming out about the Misfits quietly shutting down, it makes sense that they were selling and donating old stock.
They donated it?
Basically, from what I heard, the storage fees weren't paid on time to the fulfillment center, so they donated people's clothing to get rid of it. So not only are people not getting their merch on time, some of it is literally randomly sitting on eBay because Revolt didn't pay their bills on time.
Damn.
I assume you reached out to Ryan Piacente about all this though, right?
Yeah, multiple times. And we might have talked, but he ghosted me when the next wave of accusations came.
Then I think it's time to go public about this. Wait, did you say there's more accusations?
I mean, the thing with money is I like to be able to provide that experience to everybody. So a lot of the money that I spend is actually on other people for the most part because I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's have fun.
You're a psychopath. Actually, or maybe a sociopath, whatever the difference is.
Operational sociopath.
That is a character you have, though.
Oh.
Welcome back to the $10 million studio. I was investigating what I thought was a case of financial fraud, but what happened next made it also a case of YouTube's own version of Harvey Weinstein. And I don't mean to say that to exaggerate the severity of the accusations you're about to hear. I do say it to convey the seriousness, similarities, and signal that the following is disturbing. Now, if that sounds a little too graphic, I understand if you need to click off the video. We normally don't cover these types of allegations. However, I felt that given we found this halfway through the investigation, we couldn't ignore it. See, it all started last year when there was a serious allegation about Ryan Piacente being a predator. It was made by an insider at The Misfits, the YouTubers that Ryan managed, and this guy went by Peckett. These allegations range from being coerced into inappropriate acts, witnessing Ryan perv on his employees in the shower, break into clients' phones to search for private photos, take advantage of men who he has given way too much alcohol and drugs, and a lot more. Now, when this accusation first came out, and at the start of me investigating, there wasn't much in the way of proof. The only thing verifiable was that Ryan encouraged others to get trashed, which we know because the Misfits themselves talked about it.
So funny compared.
That is so bad. That is so bad. That sounds like what's his name from Nickelodeon? I forgot the guy's name, but he used to do that with all the cast members, like, you know, and they're underage and all the other stuff, offering them drinks, drugs, all different types of stuff, just so he can. Yeah, that's horrible. That is bad. That is bad, man. That is a really bad image. That is really bad.
To like now when that's just the norm, like people get f***ed up all the time.
Yeah.
No, he's just the one encouraging everyone else to.
Yeah.
Now, besides this piece.
Ooh, and he felt some type of way. You saw that face reaction right there. Look at that face reaction.
No, he's just the one encouraging everyone else to.
Yeah.
Damn, look at him. He got serious real quick. He's like, what you mean by that? That's crazy. You know that guy got scolded right after that fact.
Now, besides this piece of evidence, there wasn't much else in the way of corroborating evidence until October, when two more stories came out that had very similar stories to the original, and I knew we had to take them very seriously. In one story, a guy who was between 18 and 19 was told by Ryan, quote, he saw potential in me before being assaulted in the shower. The other guy was in their early 20s and tells a story of how he was invited to a party with the Misfits, a YouTuber group he liked. But in order to get in the house, he was forced to inhale a substance as a condition of entry. Later, extremely intoxicated, he was also assaulted by Ryan Piacente in the shower. Now, let me remind you that these all are allegations. But let me also tell you that 4 other people have come forward who know Ryan and corroborated his character. One person says, one day I'll tell my Ryan P story, but for now I'll just say this. This rabbit hole goes deep. This person has been abusing his power and money for years. The trail of victims that follow this man is staggering. Another says, I've known Ryan since we were 16. He was always a weird, pervy dude from the start. Billy says, Ryan P has been a disgusting individual for years. Personally, I've seen him do very questionable things. Yet another says Ryan P is a master manipulator. I myself was manipulated by him for far too long. But that's not all. That's just what's public. Behind the scenes, I began to receive much more. One guy told me Ryan offered to fly him out and give him $5,000 to cover work. He showed me receipts of this payment from Ryan. He then told me I end up going and it's all good for the first few hours, but when I went to the bathroom, he followed me and without going into detail, assaulted me when I clearly was extremely uncomfortable. Now, this story specifically has a thread we're going to follow because there's numerous allegations Ryan would use money to coerce people into situations they wouldn't otherwise do, like paying this guy $5,000 to come over for work. Or more commonly, he'd pay creators who were struggling for explicit photos of themselves. People sent me emails. They'd get notifying them of Twitter DMs from Ryan.
Hey, yo, this man is wilding. This man is wild. That is crazy.
Asking for explicit photos, along with accompanying payments from Ryan. The reason I'm telling you about all this is not only that it demonstrates this behavior was happening and provides a financial paper trail.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. Hey, money is money, but not like this. Not like that. That's crazy. Because you gotta think about it as well. How he's doing it was wrong. Because it's like, you gotta make people understand that there's ways of doing that. And that's not, if they're not into that type of stuff, don't ever force anybody ever to do anything. It's like basically saying that, there's a lot of people that do the OnlyFans and do the stuff like that. And they have people doing this all the time, but they're comfortable doing it. What this problem is, they're not comfortable doing it. And that's bad. That is horrible.
But some of it dovetails into fraud, because as I started asking for some of these financial documents, I found that Ryan would often not just pay people from personal accounts. He would use business accounts to pay for these things, specifically the Misfits business account. Remember, that's the beloved YouTuber group people supported through Patreon, merch, through a podcast. Turns out their company accounts were being used in part to pay for explicit photos of some of the fans of the show. I was shown these payments, and the question is, why even do this? To write it off your taxes? No matter the reason, this is like some weird form of fraud. It's not the kind that I normally like to talk about, but who uses their business account for this? We also need to talk about what happened in April of 2016 as well, when Ryan asked a fan, can we get married? When she told him she was 16, he said, come back in 2 years, which would be when she was 18. But 1 year later, Ryan reached back out, saying this, quote, I retweeted your selfie. Do I get nudes? She replies, that's illegal. He says, quote, don't worry, I ain't no snitch. Now, I asked the person who gave me these if she thought he was joking at the time. She responded, no, I think it was legit because it happened a lot on Snapchat. And he fully tried to give me money to do it. Now, this once again corroborates the creepy behavior we've seen from Ryan Piacente in the past.
That's crazy.
For those of you who have been counting.
Now that's crazy. Yeah, that's not good that he did that. That is not good. That's a minor, and you're doing that type of shit? Nah, that is a scum. That is a scum of the earth right there. That is, Like, your old ass should not be anywhere close to that type of shit. Nah, that is wrong.
Counting, we now have 5 independent accusations, some anonymous, some fully on the record. We have multiple forms of evidence, first-hand accounts, DMs, payment processing receipts, and we have 4 independent character testimonies from people who claim to know Ryan. Now, as always, I've tried to reach out to Ryan to get his side of the story 7 times over 2 months and have gotten nothing in the way of an explanation. The last I heard, he was spotted at an airport, and we have no idea of his whereabouts since. Now, this investigation has been exhausting, honestly, both emotionally and just to carry all the details in my heads of all the accusations, the whistleblowers. So I imagine for you, it's been kind of confusing as well. So I want to summarize this piece so we don't miss anything. There's really two sides to the story. We have Revolt the company and Misfits, a YouTuber group. In one, Ryan is basically accused of running a Ponzi-type merch company where he spent too much money and needed bigger and bigger merch drops to pay off debts and minimum guarantees. When that didn't work, he resorted to faking invoices to creators like MrBeast to increase cost of goods, while being so bad at logistics that even when creators got paid, their fans received their merch late, the wrong merch, or no merch at all. And occasionally, creators' merch would just get donated to charity, so that's fun too. And that's just part one. Then you have the Misfits, where Ryan used his proximity to fame and money to abuse a series of guys and girls through a pattern of grooming, intoxication, and then assault, usually involving a shower somewhere. The damage this man has done is hard to calculate because it's not just a financial number on a spreadsheet. People have stopped creating content because of Ryan. Others have had mental health breakdowns, and it's past time we warn people about him so no one else gets hurt. Thank you for watching and supporting through viewing, subscribing, checking out the Patreon. I'm so indebted to this community, and I will see you in 2024.
Oh, 2024. Yeah, I like his graphics. I like how he does like the backgrounds and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. Look, that's actually kind of cool. All the patrons are in the back like that. And he's looking at them. I like that. It's like a cyberpunk type theme. Yeah, that's pretty fire. Pretty fire. But yeah, that was Coffeezilla. Insane creator scams. That man, that man, he needs to be found and he needs to be put in jail. Because that is dangerous. That is beyond dangerous. That's not even something that you should even. No, that's a scum. That's like a scum of the earth. You're doing that type of weird shit, man. That ain't right. That don't sit right with me. But what do you guys think down below? Let me know. You know what I'm saying about this whole thing. That was just horrible. That was just damn. Well, yeah, man. Peace out. The Don Dragon's out. Just please like and subscribe. Just let me know how you really feel about that, cause god damn, that's so bad. Peace.